Are you a book lover or enthusiast? Do you need genuine and unique lifestyle products? Or are you looking for a place where you can find contemporary and a wide range of unique gifts for children and adults? Laterna is your go-to place for genuine and contemporary books and lifestyle products for wholesale and retail customers. We stock business books on management, leadership, financial success, entrepreneurship, personal development, and so much more. We carry children's fiction, non-fiction, educational books, CDs, and DVDs. We also stock Christian books on various themes such as family life and parenting, church life and growth, spirit-filled living, love, sex, and marriage, to mention but a few. Laterna carries life and style books such as baby and child care, beauty and style, conception and pregnancy, crafts, and hobbies. We also carry adult, children, and teenagers' Bibles, educational toys, framed art, gifts, greeting cards, home and office fragrances, music CDs and DVDs, stationery, teachings, and lots more. Our stores are located at plot 1611 Adiola Hopewell Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. Online at www.laternabooks.ng. Laterna, your lifestyle hub for book lovers. For inquiries, call 0803 301 4462, 0809 525 3223, 0809 525 3484, or 0809 525 3485. Chat with us via WhatsApp on 0810 023 4441. You may also reach us on social media via Twitter at Laterna Books, Instagram at Laterna Books, and Facebook at Laterna Ventures.
Laterna started 29 years ago in 1995, and we are in the forefront of educating Nigerians by providing global best-selling books and various lifestyle items, educational material, with access to over 100,000 titles with various other fields. And we supply most of the states in Nigeria. We currently have moved to number 1611 Adiola Hopewell, just next to Premium Plus. Some years ago, we started the book club, the children's book club, which was every last Saturday of the month. And then during COVID, we started Laterna Adult Book Club. Initially, in 2020, we started with 3 sessions every month, and then 2022 moved on to 2 sessions monthly, and 2023 one every month, in 2024. So we've done over 60 book reviews, both of Nigerian authors and foreign authors. And you can join both virtually and physically. Today is a meet and greet, and today is an author, a Nigerian author. For the children's book club, we've also held various programs in the summer: arts and craft sessions, chess clubs, painting. And that's because Laterna has a lot of resource materials, different educational materials. I'd like to encourage you that we actually have products for all ages, right from toddlers to teenagers to adults, and you can join any of the clubs. It's a lifestyle for book lovers. Now, with our strong presence on customer service, we've grown from a small Christian bookstore over 29 years ago to a most reliable resource and retail organization. We have various products ranging from Bibles, business books, Christian books, children's books, children's toys. We are also a stationery. We have various stationeries. We have gift wrap, gift bags, home and office fragrances. We have CDs, we have music, and we have Bluetooth speakers, musical instruments, And we have a large range of journals with various colors. I would say Laterna is a place that has a gift and a product for every age. If you walk through the store, for those that are physically present, you'll be able to go through all our products, especially for those visiting us for the first time. Today we have someone who has been with us, a partner, Mrs. Nana Odejai. She will be anchoring today's program. She's the moderator for today. And she ran the FCMB Academy some years ago, but now she runs a consultancy. I'll quickly go through, because I can quickly say the various books that we have reviewed the last 3 years. But I have a list here which I can quickly go through, but if you can just project it, it'll be good. We've done books on leadership. We've done books on marriage and health, like the 4 disciplines of leadership. We've done books on the 5 love languages of children. I was done a parenting book by Mrs. Okoyo. And on health, we have the Daniel Plan by Lamide Balogun. We've done also other books. The Purpose Driven Life was actually by Nana Odejai, by Warren. And she also did a book on execution. Little by Little was a book by Fadeke Adepetu, the real life story on how she had to deal with about 10 diseases on divine healing. Outliers was done by Dr. Oke Enenema, by Malcolm Gladwell. How Successful People Live. This was by Dr. Shola Kola Alalade. It's a John Maxwell book. Tools of Titan by Udo Okonjo. And then Farming by Revelation by African Farmer Margaret. That was a book on farming. Hallelujah Diet by Nike Aladesturi. And A Promised Land by Femi, who is a consultant. And that's a book by Barack Obama. All these books are available in Laterna. Jordan Club, that was by Pastor Kodri Oyemade. Big Bashomolu, For the Love of Family. Attitude 101, Oduayo Okoya, who is the head of MTN. And then we have Iwane Zacchaeus. She did a book, her own book on God's waiting room. She's a Nigerian author. God's waiting room 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Truth We Hold by Gebisi Ayele. And Food Entrepreneurs in Africa by Odidi Owuneli. Kaidewani, who is the head of the Mental Hall Group, and LPSS, The Leader's Greatest Baton, Part 1 and Part 2. Sunday Olise, he did a book, his own book, on Audacity to Refuse. My Father's Daughter, by our late Onyeka Onwenu. These books should still be available. And then we have Success is a Choice by BC Adeyemi, current head of Webase. So he wrote to me, Get Fit and Be, which is a book on diet and also lifestyle. Leaders Eat Last by Ike Obago. Bridget Oyefeso, that was an emotional book on Root for the Storms. I love that book because it's a real life story on how God helped her and helped her husband at the age of 40 or 50 to begin to read and write again. Kakayode Oluwasegun, make today count. What is it about today? You should make every day count. Don't waste your time. Don't waste anything. Mrs. Taiwo, my mother's daughter. The Rookie Entrepreneur, and then Prescription of Life by Winifred Uwokedi. Mr. Emeka Undo, Leadership 101, a book on leadership. Blossoming by Mrs. Apostle Olonsho Alakija, who we know is one of the richest women in the world. Her own book was a book she wrote at the age of 70. It's a good book. The Power of Habits by Bukola Smith, the current MD of FSDH. And then Iceberg is Melted by Kayode Oluwasegun. Leading in Tough Times by Sonny Enedi. Aswe Ugodalu, how successful people think. You need to find time to have a thinking day, and he's the current chairman
of MBL, Nigerian Breweries. An eventful life again by Yohannes Zacchaeus. Her life has been a life of events. This is Pastor Adeboye. We have it here on the shelf here, and that was by Coco Kalanga. One care not ago to my younger self, my younger people, how to deal with them. Atomic Habits by George Bonhoeffer. And then Excellent Life series by Bola Mattel Oku about living an excellent life. Emotional Intelligence, Chike Onye. Ego Owenu, manage your time and manage your life. Polisho Badamosi, unleash your superpowers. Look at the potential in you. And the Peak Performing Woman by Biola Salami, Dr. Biola Salami. And then How to Be Intelligent Without Being Stupid, Chike Onye. And then we had Kiari Buka, Link, Patrick Ejewere, Eat This and Be. And then Tunde Falashe. And last month, we had Apike, which was done by Tayo Bakuride, real life story about a Nigerian, how God transformed their life. The owners of NU. Please try and get any of these books. So I'll hand over to the moderator of today, Mrs. Anna Odejari, to comment the book review and the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morgan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this community of learners. You know, it's usually said that leaders are learners, and the flip side is also true. Learners are leaders. So I welcome you warmly. And what we're looking at today is so very out for your business, for your career. It's so important for you to pick nuggets today of the topic that we are dealing with, that is actually described in the book that we are reviewing today. You see, Ryan Barrett said something. He said that it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. So he says, if you know that, you begin to do things differently. And so today, if you know that that can happen, the things that we learn today will cause you to begin to do things differently. I'm going to say a few things about some survey statistics so that you know the importance of what we are dealing with today. Now, TAP, that's Technical Assistance Research Program, we came up with these survey results that 26 out of 27 customers will not complain to those that can do something. They have received poor customer service, but they will not complain to those that can do something about poor service. And then out of these people that will not complain, 23% of them, the issues are serious issues, but they will still not complain. Why? Because they feel that, why should I complain? It will be a waste of my time. It will be a source of annoyance, so why should I complain? What will be done about it? And then another group, the Ventura Marketing Company, they also came up with the result and said that 86% of our customers, they expect better service than what they received 5 years ago. And out of this 86%, 82% of them say that if they don't get better service, they will switch. So that shows how important customer service is. I also want to remind you of the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule says that 80% of your business will come from 20% of your customer. And therefore, a successful organization must pay 80% attention to their clients, must be 80% client focused and 20% prospect focused. This is also so important so that you can spend your time, your energy, and your money on your clients and less on the prospects. Now, all this is just to whet your appetite for what is about to come and to let you know that today we have to be wise in running our businesses, we have to be wiser in running our businesses. Because the market can be very, very harsh, and unforgiving to any organization that doesn't pay attention to their clients. So today we need to do that. And I'm so glad that we have someone in the house today who's going to really open our eyes to some nuggets that are so important in our customer service endeavor. I have with me this afternoon Mrs. Omowunmi and I'm going to be reading her profile. Passionate about making transformational changes and challenging the status quo. Omowunmi is an award-winning professional with 18 years of experience in the financial and not-for-profit sectors, with expertise in banking, corporate social responsibility, sustainability reporting, strategic partnership management, and customer service management, where she consistently delivers outstanding results. She is the Executive Director of Women in Management Business and Public Service, and NGO dedicated to be a catalyst that elevates status and influence of women and their contribution to nation building. Omowunmi is also the founder of the Come to Love Initiative, an NGO focused on education and social development for the less privileged child. The Come to Love Initiative has transformed the lives of over 2,000 students from very low-income families, trained 300 low-cost school teachers, and assisted 22 low-cost schools in raising funds to improve their standards. Her impact to Come to Love Initiative has been recognized and celebrated, earning her several awards and recognitions, including Changemaker by the Executive Governor of Lagos State and Top 100 Women Creating a Better Africa by We for Good International. Who is a patron of the Nigerian Red Cross Society, a life member of Women in Management, Business and Public Service Members, and a leader of the Harvesters International Christian Center. She holds a degree in Business Administration from Olabisi Onabanjo University, a master's degree in Global Human Resource Management from the University of Liverpool, and has completed programs at the Harvard Business School, Strategic Perspectives in Non-Profit Management, Lagos Business School, Non-Profit Leadership and Management, and the Master's Class Academy for Global Banking Alliance for Women in Netherlands. A customer service enthusiast who is a certified customer service leader by the Service Quality Institute, USA, and has trained numerous individuals and organizations on customer service experience. Is family-oriented, blessed with a daughter, and in her free time, she enjoys swimming and traveling. I hope I've been able to wait to appetite for what is to come. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I hand over now to our resource person for today, Omi Akibonge.
Thank you very, very much.
He has a video show that she'd like us to watch. It's about the person that wrote the foreword to the book. When you get a copy of the book, that's the foreword that you will see in the book.
Hi, Shep Hyken here, customer service and experience expert. It's almost inevitable for individuals on the front line to encounter difficult or angry customers. Therefore, it is crucial to be equipped with the necessary steps to handle such situations. To that point, Omowunmi has given us a gift. She has created a simple practice and shared her best tips. For example, consider her answer to the question, why is the customer angry? Her answer is simple and is found as part of the first tip she shares in the book. She states, it happens when there's a gap between their expectations and the product or service they receive. Such a simple but accurate response. To honor her simplicity, I'll keep this forward short and to the point. Oops, the client is upset is for both individuals and organizations dealing with upset clients and customers. Omowunmi plays off her experience as the customer service officer at a bank and starts the book with a story about a difficult and angry client. This is the case study that is used throughout the book, so don't skip the introduction. The tips she provides are what works to diffuse the anger of a client who starts out to be unreasonable, and by the way, that's a kind word, and eventually turns into a raving fan. She emphasizes the importance of self-assessing our actions when dealing with upset clients and ensuring that our interactions will encourage them to return in the future. She also stresses the significance of protecting our own self-esteem and setting boundaries strategically. You may have heard the expression, good things come in small packages. In this small book, you'll find simple, and there's that word again, yet powerful ideas that work. I'm honored that Omowunmi has asked me to write the foreword to her book, and I'm thrilled to recommend it to anyone facing upset customers and clients. Hi, Shep Hyken here, customer
Thank you. Oops, the client is came into reality after spent quite a number of time as a client-facing professional, as a customer service officer, as well as a private banker. And over time, I found out that it's inevitable that you would get to face angry people at one point or the other. Now, these anger issues might be reasons you're responsible for or reasons that you're not responsible for. My mission really for publishing this book is to get people to understand anger, see it as normal in quotes, and at the same time be able to find strategies which they are able to protect their self-esteem and confidence when they have cause to face angry people. So how do you manage an angry customer? First of all, I need us to understand that as human beings, we are emotional beings. And when I say emotional beings or emotional creatures, it means that we express different forms of emotions. Whether it's anger, whether it's happiness, whether it's fear, whether it's frustration, they are all emotions that we're expected to express as human beings. And on that note, emotions on the other leg comes in different forms and different lights, depending on the individuals that is expressing it. But it's normal for you to express your emotions. So whether anger or fear or frustration, it is normal for you to express it. So that would be the first thing that I want us to be able to absorb. And in that way, I call it servicing our minds. We can move on the slides, please. So servicing our minds means that we're, first of all, understanding the fact that as individuals, we are emotional and we express different forms of emotions. It could be anger, it could be fear, it could be frustration, depending on what the situation is. Now, I also want to put it out there that whether we like to admit it or not, at one point or the other, we've been angry. We've been upset about one thing or the other. But the way we express it differs. Some people will go quiet when they're angry. Some will go all out and unleash all the words in the books. Some people will go quiet for a while and then come back to react. So we have different ways where we express anger. So just to address the fact that it is normal for you to be emotional, whether it's a positive one or a negative one. Now, when you have cause to then face an angry customer or an individual, a stakeholder at least, I want us to be able to then view whatever it is from an empathic aspect rather than being defensive, because it's normal for us to want to retreat or react back also in a negative manner when we're charged at by an angry customer. How do you then service your mind to be able to understand this? Knowing fully well that yes, this is a normal thing for someone to express their emotions. Okay, yeah, the slides are up now. So I've explained that we're emotional beings and that happy is normal, so is angry, so is fear, so is frustration, whatever it is. And emotions are contagious. So if you have someone that is angry, talk rudely to you or raise their voice, most times our reaction is to do the same thing. If you have someone smiling happily around you, even when you don't know why they're smiling, it's normal for you to smile back. You are still wondering, why are you smiling? Why are you laughing so hard? We've seen several skits to where you just see individuals and just start running and everybody will run alongside, not even knowing why they're running. So emotions are contagious. And we have to be deliberate about how we then allow us to contact anger when people face us with their angry emotions.
I view emotions as baggages, positive or negative. So if I'm happy and I'm radiating that happiness around you, you also sort of catch on it, which means you have taken on that baggage, though a positive one when it's happy. But when it's anger, it comes with that same baggage. Now, this can be viewed as a negative baggage. And if you're not careful, you will carry it. And that's why people that face a lot of angry people, even if it's one person, and you spend a lot of time with them, and you don't protect yourself, you don't set the right boundaries, you don't have the right mindset in managing such situations, you will end up carrying that baggage. And it will also weigh you down. And that's why I'm addressing these two from the aspect of how angry people can affect your emotions as well as your self-esteem and confidence. So emotions are baggages, like I had mentioned. And if you carry it, then you have that baggage on you at the same time. I did a survey before writing this book, engaging about 150 client-facing professionals in different industries and different walks of life, giving them options to talk about the most difficult aspect of their jobs. And from that survey, 52% came back that dealing with angry people is the most difficult part. We've had people quit their jobs because of these issues. We've had people who really give up on themselves because of having to take on angry people from back on a daily basis, taking different doses, increasing the baggages that they are carrying. So it is something major that we should talk about. And I am sure everybody here, physically and online, at one point or the other, you can relate to when you have to deal with an angry person, whether on the job or on personal grounds, that has really vexed you, really and happened. So number one, having had this background information and acceptance that anger is normal, it's just a human being doing what we're supposed to do as emotional creatures and expressing ourselves. So I came up with 8 strategic tips that you can use to manage this situation. And that's what is really detailed in the book. The book starts with a real life story, first of all, of an encounter that I had with one HNI client who was very upset for one reason or the other, which I was not privy to at that point in time, and how I was patient enough, empathetic enough to attend to him and focus on creating the solutions that he wanted at that point in time. So from the 8 strategies detailed in my book, the first one I talk about how we take things personally. And P there means personal, it's not. So it's for us to first of all not take these things personal. Now, not taking it personal does not mean that you're not going to be empathetic about the cost which the client is upset about. It's more about you being able to detach yourself from the baggage that is coming with the anger that the person is expressing. When you are able to detach yourself, you don't get offended. Like I mentioned earlier, you then view this person as an emotional human being, expressing his emotions at this point in time, who definitely has a lot of baggages he's carrying that you don't want him to dump on you. That's the leg of not taking it personal. And not allowing that to be dumped on you. You then view whatever expression of anger that is coming from such an individual from an empathetic aspect rather than being defensive. So you could go like, oh, this person was offensive, he used this word, he used this word. You probably come from the angle of he's definitely upset about something and can probably do something about it. So that's the first one, on not taking it personal. And I shared more details on how you can detach yourself from not taking that personal. Next on the list would be to listen. And there's a huge difference between listening and hearing. When I am talking, expressing myself, especially with angry people, there's a whole lot of things that come out that is not even related to the issue. They could even go personal sometimes in expressing themselves that, like, oh, you did this, you did that. The important thing at this point is to listen to what is the root cause of the problem. Now, when you listen, you can appreciate the listening act more when you realize that the person talking to you, especially when it comes to a client, expressing his anger, is upset about something, and the first reason why that person is facing you is because he feels that you have a solution to the problem. So rather than being upset, you should just take it as the hero here what can solve this person's problem. And when you keep that point in time, but this is why this person is expressing this answer. So you will not listen to the fine details of the negative words that are being expressed at that point in time. Listening to also helps you to quickly identify the problem and help you start brainstorming on the solutions that you can put forward. They have spoken a lot about empathy. You need to be able to let the client know at that point in time that I'm on your side. I want to be able to resolve you. I feel you. I feel your pain at this point in time. And this is obvious not only in the things that you say, but also in your body language at that point in time. Because in your body, so it depends on how you actually position yourself. It becomes worse when you are even on the phone and this client cannot see you physically. So there has to be more expressions to show that I'm in sync with what you're saying, and I feel your pain, and I am here to assist you. That sort of reduces the tension that is being built up. On that bit, I talk about apologize. Now, there's always a lot of conversation and maybe controversy around this, especially when people say, it's not my fault. Why do you want me to apologize? Apology forces to view it. If you're sorry that this person is upset, is enough. This person, like we had mentioned, is already carrying the baggage, whether you are responsible for it or not. So your apologies, first of all, be from that part. And we had also mentioned about being empathetic rather than defensive. So when you're saying, oh, I didn't cause this, I didn't that, no. You should be more of, I'm sorry you are even upset. Whether I'm responsible for it or not, it's just the humane thing to do at that point. So it's not you accepting defeat, like some people have encountered me in the past, but it's first of all about you accepting that you're humane enough to recognize that this person is upset to a point where they have got into this angry status. Then after that, when you've listened, you've shown empathy, most times you will see that if you do not come from the defensive leg, or you're not interrupting the client, allow them to express themselves, you find out over time the anger will quiet down, because it takes two to tango. Then we can move on to R, where you're supposed to reiterate. Reiterate here means that you then clarify. If you've been able to properly identify what the root cause is, what the problem is, before you then clarify if the following solutions will help in resolving that. I don't know whether I'm supposed to run through all, but the tips are there in the book, like I had mentioned. But then we'll move on the slides. I had mentioned the first part here as the personal. Listen, empathize, apologize, then reiterate, which is the next slide. You reiterate, you identify solutions, and then you follow up. I take special interest in taking about us, first of all, is in two legs. First is to celebrate yourself when you've been able to diffuse an angry customer, you've been able to propose solutions, and of course you followed up. It takes a whole lot, and sometimes we are so quick to just move on to the next and not celebrate ourselves, talk about the good thing that you have done. And at the same time, take a bow to talks about where you know where to set boundaries. The customer and client relationship is not a master-slave relationship, and we've had some customers take that position where they know that because we are always on the client, price, the customer is this, and then you always want to take advantage of that situation. So you need to know where to draw the boundaries, especially in protecting your self-esteem, in protecting your self-confidence, when it's beginning to look like this customer is just deliberately out to act like an agent from somewhere else, or want to take advantage and turn client-customer relationship into a master-slave relationship. You need to be able to identify that and know the necessary steps to take. I personally have had a situation in the course of my banking career where I had to formally request that I don't want to have to manage this customer anymore. And by the time I did that, even the management understood and could relate to this thing has reached here for you to be able to know where to exactly draw the line. So in summary, my message is for 3 categories of people. First, on top of the list of client-facing representatives, I've been there, I've done that, I know what it takes and what it entails. It's a day-to-day thing, and if not properly managed, if you do not prepare yourself properly, you're engaging customers, especially those that are upset. You don't accept that it's a norm. If you don't accept that you're being approached as a hero at this point, if you don't accept to know that whatever is going on, you should just listen to the root cause of the problem and not take it personal. All these are steps that you can take to prepare yourself and be able to serve the client better and at the same time protect your self-esteem. And so attack that, be prepared. Be deliberate about preparing yourself, servicing your mind, marinating yourself to know how to engage such people. For organizations, I tell them to be proactive in the sense that these situations will come. It will happen whether now or later. Whether you're as a management top level, you probably don't have the regular duties that the client-facing officers do have. So while you're preparing for every other thing, I know we get them the tools that they need, we get them different things. We should also get them the training that they need when it comes to managing angry people, angry clients, because it will definitely happen, and it's a major source of protecting your brand as an organization when you're able to handle that properly. But finally, my message is for everybody, because we are emotional creatures, like I said. We do relate with each other for different reasons and different purposes. Whether the person is your subordinate, your at par or senior level to you, it is important. We all admit that we've been angry at one point or the other. It is important that we consciously make that effort to express whatever we are upset about in a manner that does not erode other people of their self-confidence or dignity. We can still communicate how we feel, what we're not happy about, without making people feel lesser of themselves, irrespective of whatever they are to us or in what area they're serving us, even as our domestic staffs as a kid. So my message in that regard is to be kind, because that's just exactly what you're doing at that point in time. At this point, I'd say thank you very much. I hope I'll be able to demystify all that, which is my mission, and that we will, wherever category we fall into in these 3 places, be prepared, be proactive, and be kind. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Omowunmi. So much have been covered. But I want you to know that you need to get the book, because there's wisdom nuggets at the end of each chapter, and you need to go there and look at the details. And the beauty of this book is the simplicity, which makes it very easy to apply practically all that is seen in the book. And it's less of theory and more of practical experience, and that's what we really need. So I really want to congratulate you on this book. And then If you have questions, you can just indicate if you want to ask the question, whether you're on site or online. Online, you can just put it in the chat box and then you read out the question and you get an answer response from Omowunmi. But meanwhile, I want to say that I like the format of the outline of the book. You talk about the abbreviations and then the rifts. And I want to ask you, is it by happenstance or chance arrangement, or you just want to make it easy for us to remember the nuances of the book, or just the flow of when you were writing the book? How did you come about it? I mean, I can easily read up. Okay, let's take personal answer. L, I should listen. E, I should be perfectly. And then the A, I should apologize. And when you look at the rate, we're talking about its rates, multiply 5 things, and then it's a solution. And then the F is follow up, and then the T is take about. So I just want to ask, what was the thinking behind these abbreviations that you used to?
Thank you very much. No doubt, yes, it's to make it stick more and easy to remember. The truth is that I've written all the basics, and then eventually found out that, we could actually come up with an acronym that will fit into this. And yes, it helps with remembering. And I mean, the acronyms to also fit into what we're talking about in terms of D and rift when it comes to under. Thank you.
That's so good. It's so easy to remember because in any given I think about this, I'm like,
It's yourself.
okay, maintain family for yourself.
It's yourself.
I think that our own job sometimes like we are within a high contact in life is like you are rich. So how do you balance that in terms of what I carry through and at the same time it's like when you were talking here, within eye contact with me, so I was like, okay, that was in my first question. How do you balance that?
Thank you very much. So when it goes to it's just like having kids. There's a week. Thanks, Steve. There's a way you can say that is just say what you have to say and say my own. Some people, even though they are here to listen, but they're just listening to respond. They're not listening to assimilate what you're saying. So staring is not supposed to be constant rigid state. It's usually like it's just to show that you have my attention. I'm listening to you. People can so the stare is more, we're not supposed to be intense, but so you have my attention. I'm listening. I'm here to support and provide solutions. That's how to balance it.
Thank you so much for that response. I don't think, because for me, listening is so important. Because I mean, in communication on the stage, it's about 40% listening, 30% really talking, 90% speaking and all that. So listening is so important when it comes to customer service. And then I think just sort of think about how offensive interrupting can be. Because when the customer is angry and you're talking and this line is just listening, you are like, how you know the job because the answer, and it's not form as what I have to say is better than what you have to say. I'm not really interested in what you have to say, what you say is important. So I need to just feel the line is not offensive because I mean it can be so close and come so much. I have to train myself not to interrupt you. Because when I said anything about your voice, this is so offensive. So I just have to say a few things about
what the customer see when it comes, especially on. Thank you very much. There's actually a part in the book where I talk about the invisible wall. People shout. And why do they shout? They feel something is wrong. You know it's all in their mind. They're trying to pour it out to you. And the moment there seems to be like there's a barrier in getting that achieved, they raise their voice. So it says the invisible wall of one person matters. Why they don't think. And he wants to raise his voice across to you, who has been perceived as a provider. So you need to make it loud enough for you to hear. Your listening aspect, your body language, is what can get rid of that invisible wall. To let the client know that I have someone that is listening to me, that there's no barrier in between us as it is. And when you bring some words, you're just making that word more. You're building it, but not just you're making it, and he wants to be able to crash through the invisible wall. So interrupting, and this is very rampant when it comes to we that have customer interact with customers the lot, because we see these problems often. Before you open your mouth, everything will be there. So when the Hungarian says, so I know this is what you have to do, and that person has not finished expressing himself, there might be more. But because usually it happens when that we already assume without listening that I know when they are clear, I have this, and then just tell it, so I'll move on to the next person. So you have to be patient. Like you said, consciousness, training ourselves to listen, because you might not know it all. And an angry person expressing, I think, as a collective against person, it's a major source for you to learn on things that you can improve on when people talk to you about things they don't like, that they are upset about. So see it as an acknowledgement. Do not interrupt. At least let them get to the point where they exhausted themselves in. In fact, someone that intends to say so much more, by the time they see that you're calm, listening, paying attention, automatically just brings it down and gets rid of that invisible wall. Thank you. Any question? Okay.
So, I don't know, I'm sure everyone, when you go to the counter, when you go somewhere, but, you want to use your peers, it's correct or savings, savings, say correct. I don't know. Correct or savings. I don't know if you experience that. They're not, how are you doing that person? Because it's very difficult in the short term. Correct or savings, correct. Correct or savings. I don't know if you experience that. You know what I'm doing that. Like,
That question was just a question you asked by default. They were not ready for your answer. And then when they are ready, because now they have the view, you want to actually punch it in and then they answer. I think that points more to the organization, to deliberately train, like I mentioned. So people don't know how upsetting these things are. So even if I've come to you, I'm not an angry customer. You asked me something and maybe you just asked me again. I've seen, I can relate to that because I've seen instances where, okay, they've now tried this POS, it's not working, and then they get out. Before watching the hair, current doesn't so they're not listening. So it happens. I think organizations should deliberately make efforts in communicating that. Don't be clients in front of feel that distraction in the process.
Thank you.
Thank you. So my question is, some people would say, and maybe I'm not able to convince you that it's probably easy for you to, come up with things. And I say to be an angry person because they are calm and in nature. So what do you want? I know that you say we go to the clean and the but I make sure that they're not. So it might not be as easy for them also. And the more they try it, the more they see another customer is consciously just trying that thing. How practically from the perspective of negative of account of yourself, but I think that's the great way in dealing with the person.
Thank you very much. And honestly, this is not the first time that kind of question, especially when you come from the angle of naturally good disposition and all that harmless. The truth is that for everything that we do in life, there are things that we are probably the perfect fit and some that we are not. It's important to then determine your threshold. When you're a client facing all this time, you know that your tolerance level is at a particular point in time. People ask for help. Or things get out of hand. So if I know that I'm someone with that influence, you call me for that, in fact, to be real, I will have someone close by. Most times, clients facing options are never alone. So you have someone that is at your partner. And just have your people to match. Like we want to have our big things more. So when I'm not able to help this, my colleague to get into my. In the long run, you have to know that it's not just about us as individual, it's about the brand that you represent. And giving them the advantage how much it can hurt the business. So even as a manager, too, if I already know that this person does not have that good tech, I probably will put you in the client facing role. What when you have not the table when you do a lot of things that know that I think that's what was nobody to really sort of escalate to ask to support when you see that this is a situation that if I have to deal with is we don't use each other at this point or do not be that way. Thank you.
Emotional intelligence also comes to bear here. We self-aware, what are the things that are triggers for you that people want to be aware and then self-management, social skills and management. So eventually personality profile for lawyers. So you know the personality of this person, you know where to put this person so that you don't damage your business. So what you're talking, you mentioned about training and then it's just like what advice can you give for the frontlines that support to the rigid policy or procedures, and is not ready to be flexible to the judgment of the customer? Because you say there's an experience that Jonathan had that he experienced in the business, and what was experiencing is that exactly John and was a problem to put together. They went for a retreat for senior members of their organization, and then that's a place that they usually go to. When they were leaving, one important for them, they are keeping the room. They were rushing up to the airport. So keeping out the big guys outside the feed, they said, it's a little bit for us to have to do this or else challenge it. I said he was upset that I've been doing business with you for 8 years, many people here will do for 8 years. We spent close to about $100,000 with the organization. And now you want to use it $25 because the kid has given up the room. So this is very excellent. And this is so legit, the experience that okay, he's doing what he has intended to do. And meanwhile, they are used for that business. So what advice would you give? Because that's a pain point for some clients that are even fine and even stop. How do I make sure that I don't offend the organization, the liquids, and then the talent, which advice you don't understand? This is essential.
So policies are rules made by humans for humans. In my career journey, I've had cause to challenge some policies internally. And I did not just challenge for the sake of challenging it. I did with facts and consequences. So over time, I document, like that instance now, that person has probably documented it. And this is a client that has been doing this kind of business with us and everything. Very, very negative steps. How that affects the business. On the other hand, the organization needs to be responsible for empowering client-facing officers. First of all, we acknowledge, because sometimes this policies, most client-facing officers don't know why such policies are in place. So if you have an understanding, you are able to take some rational decisions depending on the situation that you're faced at that point in time. The organization empowers you. So in that situation now, the key is not missing. So the policy was probably in place that is going to cost us money to get it in place. That's why you have that policy of charging you. But in this situation, it's not anything. Power as a client is in that is you know you can guess it in. So if the client facing officer probably be a rationale behind that policy, you probably will not have about his position. Then you say, well, I'll only get someone to go into the room, check and bring the belts and all that. So we don't do that. That's our policy. And so many people are paid to say that and that it's the policy without understanding why. So I think client facing officer, you should know what the policies are in place. You should also have the attitude of wanting to challenge some of these policies, but there's always room for continuous improvement. And you can't challenge if you don't understand, and also be able to communicate the consequences of the action.
Very much meaning for staff. Thank you. There's a comment here online that says, thank you, Ma. The world will be a better place if we all learn to manage the people who are upset with us. I love the lasting notice. Be prepared. It's inevitable that such a decision will arise where the client or someone will be upset. Be proactive, forgive in advance. Don't simply need to be under the doing at the time. Handle the situation with understanding without polluting the self-esteem of the other person addressing the matter. Thank you so much for that point. Do we have any other question? Okay, I'll try asking that one. Because I'm used to customer service and so important. What you know a concern officer, I like that commissioner procedure is about it. I guess it can be contagious and it's really using some phrases that are killer phrases. Like that's all it is. So what is the other that's all it is. And this is a short I was maybe a kid, but I don't know what was in this. Yes, some killer phrases that make me something worse. Like use my voice, stage of voice advices.
I think the first thing I'll talk about is professionalism. If you take your work serious, you will be professional about your service. If you do not act professional, you will also be addressed that way. If you treat it casually, it's easy for you to have a chance to get upset with you. If someone approaches me and says, good morning, okay, like how may I help you and things like that. What's going on here? I'm really getting heated. If I give you my answer to a check, say, good morning, how may I help you, sir? The way I will approach even by the time, so you know that this is someone serious about his or her job and ready to serve me. I will not want to undermine myself. If you're taking me that serious, I will not also want to have it's just still about emotional contagion. So if you come in a casual, lackadaisical manner, maybe I will trust you as such too. So it's important to also be mindful of the choice of our words, because that's actually how we can communicate our professionalism and our body language and how we position ourselves. So the casual talk, not paying attention, being lackadaisical and not doing everything, it's something that you should completely do away with as a client-facing representative. You're not just there for yourself as a family at that point in time, but even if it's a small business where you're representing your business, which you hope to go beyond where you are at that point in time. And if you're representing a large corporate too, you're there, it's the face of that large corporate at that point in time. So do not take it casual, do not take it
in a low manner because it's also going to affect how you're being dressed by the client. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. I want to encourage you to read one question. Okay.
The comment was just to portray a point. So I used to want to be back. And I realized that, sometimes people in customer service or people often service, you don't know what the customer is going through. You don't know their mental state. And the way you react to them, can cause a lot of problems. In my situation, in one of our branches, there was a bank. Apparently, so one morning, lady comes to work, one of our staff, and the customer was waiting. The minute she got out of her car, she poured palm oil on her. Now, this one, we got her arrested, and she said, look, every time I came to the bank, this lady and her friend be laughing at me. Maybe they weren't even laughing at me. You know what I mean? Maybe they were just gossiping generally, but she got her impression, and she came to work to the office at 7 a.m. in the morning, waiting to do this. It could have been asking, So we have to be very mindful because we don't know the emotional piece. Sometimes what we think is not a big deal, it's a big deal to somebody else because of the situation they're in. And so we need to be very careful, how we relate, like you said, emotional, even the emotional way we convey whatever we say. Very.
Thank you so much for that contribution. So I just want to say that there's so much in the book that have not been talked about this afternoon, so you need to get it. A lot of details are going to help you. And you as a business owner, you can get your staff or your frontline staff. So important. So many details that I'm just about taking a note where the customer is and we are addressing you just to show the customer that they're engaged and we are listening. And they're not taking the notes on the piece of paper. It doesn't show any seriousness. And they're also documenting issues so that they can get it to the positive agent and they make sure that it's not reoccurring. So please get the book and you know that corresponding. I'd like to call on the CEO of Ghana, Mr. Morgan, who's in the house. How is that? Come here.
We welcome the soul who have taken the time to be here today on a day called the seed of what's that you say? Times the speaker as old one different as SARS, so in the audience. So thank you so much. I think we'll do an excellent job. So you take your time to really content. Thank you. Steve. Showing me I have week. I look through it and I read the story about it and she'd call it this. So it's also a little bit more about it. And obviously, we were trying next year. Turn on. Let's see my son. Sites, organization. And so our parents all the challenge that translate to enduring positive. So, great content. I've not had time to look through it. It's like a simple way of being of course, we sell things here. As almost I don't say challenge, we won't break up when we start from one physical statement. These are nice size chapters. Yeah, committed to us. then in the chapter, they can give us anything. Again, the basic customer service is so important for everyone. The customer service can sell on, etc. Even in this range of charge, interacting with people, because experiences of something like that take away to them. You can say that it's positive, it has that impact on the economy, and so that sometimes I don't really catch engaging with people. So I'm grateful to share some of the cool values and visions. It's all of that has so just let me say it. Reach out. The relation was come through exploration of customer service to rather than intricacies. Many customers transform like side people transformation, which are drawn from insights from professionals, customer service concerns, etc. etc. So this guy doesn't know much about interaction with people. So it's great content. Actually teach these things, you go around and they have probably the greatest manner for we to impact and teach it out. And you know, we will come up and we are really studying so that's so much. Being a big person, I want to believe that always are important because I think it's incentive to actually get I guess this will be the last one. Yeah, but right, so this content, yeah. So, okay, so 7 days or something. So, I feel like you can do too much. So, like I said, thanks to thanks to everyone that has been here. I can see you paid attention from the questions that you asked, and thanks to the investment team. And thanks to the BYN who makes sure that we have return hopefully that I could never get around to it. She came on board. She has such a passion, the girls have such a passion, and she's able to, mobilize all